Alright guys, are you ready to make some marinara? Because that's what we're doing today. It's actually a roasted marinara, and I'm excited to bring you along for it because I've been doing tomatoes since Thursday and it is now Monday morning. And yeah, I'm going to show you what I've been doing. So, this here is my 20-quart stock pot, and I have it filled. What I did was I took my tomatoes, and the really big ones, essentially I did a real thick slice, and then other ones I just halved or I quartered, and then I stuck them on a baking sheet and I just roasted them until they were super soft, and then threw them in this pot, juice and all. So this, and I did it in batches obviously, but this is the end result. And now all this is going to go through the food mill. And this recipe is from the New Ball Canning book for their roasted marinara. So I got, the only thing is this is like 40 pounds of tomatoes versus their recipe of 20 pounds. But we eat a lot of spaghetti sauce. So this is going to all get put through the food mill, and while this is getting put through the food mill, we're going to roast off our onions, which they say to do separate, which is fine because I'm going to puree them separately so I can just pour it all in and we can get this reducing down all together. So I hope that you stick around for this delicious recipe. Okay, so this is how I'm doing the onions. So this is how I'm doing the onions. I just have them in a 9x13 pan, and I don't have anything on them, and they're going to go in a 375 degree oven to roast until they're golden brown, and then we're going to take them out. I'm going to add a little bit of the puree that I'm going to be making while these are in the oven to the softened onions, and then puree them all up together so I can throw them all in the pot, and we don't have to worry about pureeing them later down the line because this is going to be a lot of sauce. So let's get started. Okay, so here is our pureed mixture, and it is just now starting to get to a simmer, and it's almost at the level that the whole tomatoes were at, so I'm very excited. We have a really nice puree. And then here is a little bit of the puree with my roasted onions, and I just use the immersion blender to get all that going, and that gets put right in here. And then I'll wipe that out, and we'll get our spices in here. Okay, so the seasonings we're adding is some salt, and this is a pretty big batch. There's my salt. Well, it is a big batch. It's not a pretty big. It is big. Black pepper. Good amount of that. Some crushed red pepper flakes. Garlic powder. I am going to put some roasted garlic in this too. I just have to go to the store and buy it. Parsley. Get a good amount of that in there. Fresh oregano. And if I need more, I have more on my plant still, and then I also have dried. So you can use either. And then some basil. And I don't go as heavy on the basil. I like the oregano more than basil flavor. So that is all these things I am putting in there right now. Oh, the wine. I got to get the wine in there. And then that's everything I'm putting in right now. And then we're just going to let this go low and slow on a nice simmer until it has reduced down and it's super thick and delicious. Alright, and last but certainly not least, I have 1.5 cups, 2 cups of red wine, dry red wine, that I'm going to put in for that extra layer of flavor. Now you can with wine, and of course the alcohol is going to reduce out, and then you're just left with that rich flavor. So again, I'm just going to let this go. I'm going to periodically stir to make sure nothing is getting stuck on the bottom of the pan. And I'm going to clean up my kitchen because there's tomatoes everywhere. And there's my tomato juice that I did last night. Delicious, delicious stuff. Here is the finished product. I didn't get to record me putting them in the canner and in the jars because of my girls, but I put a half a teaspoon of citric acid into each one and then a ½ inch of headspace. And then they went for 25 minutes in the pressure canner. And so this is them, and they're still bubbling. I don't know if you can see that, but it is so delicious. In my house, there's a ping. My house smells amazing. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys next time for another tomato recipe, because I have at least 2 other videos to do on this before we're done. So thanks for watching.